Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. Deputies in Lowndes County are investigating a shooting this evening. Investigators say it happened at the Grove Mobile Home Park that's on Lindbergh Road. Investigators say that no one was injured, and at this time, no one is in custody. Two men are wanted for aggravated assault by Oktibbeha County deputies. Investigators say the 46-year-olds Jonathan Fleming and Chad Tharp, they're considered to be dangerous. Now, the two men, deputies say they're accused of aggravated assault along J.Y. Turner Road. Deputies say the victims were taken to the Oktibbeha County Regional Hospital. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. One person is in custody. Meanwhile, another still on the run after an alleged burglary and armed robbery, this too in Oktibbeha County. 26-year-old Courtney Clay, she's been arrested for her assist in the incident. Investigators say 25-year-old Joshua Norman is still on the run and also considered armed and dangerous. The alleged robbery happened on County Lake Road. Anyone with information on Norman's whereabouts is asked to call the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Office or Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. Starkville City leaders, the police department, and businesses are joining forces to help keep an eye on parts of the city in an effort to cut down on crime. Our Jory Talley has more on the municipal camera project.
You've probably seen them around Starkville. You can spot them by their red and blue flashing lights. And soon, more security cameras will be monitoring the city.
We're leasing them, and we're going to start with 10. And then hopefully, depending on the cost and things, we're going to wrap up to more. And we're letting, this is not something, the Board of Aldermen is not sitting there going, well, I want one here and one there. This is based on interaction between the police and the IT department and where it makes sense for us.
And the places that make the most sense are the ones that attract the most people.
They're not going to be constantly monitored in the sense that we're not going to be having someone sitting there looking at them, but they're going to be available to us. We're going to have someone that they will live feed to if it's necessary. And we're going to be concentrating in the areas that we have a lot of activity. We have a lot of events, and we want to keep having events, and we want everybody to feel safe and comfortable.
Cameras are already watching areas like downtown, entertainment districts, and the main university corridor. More are coming to the Cotton District, the Sportsplex, and a few other areas. Police are hoping that the extra eyes will make potential criminals think twice.
One of the big things about that is we hope it'll deter crime if you see them in these areas. Another thing these cameras have helped us with in the past have been post-incident. It's helped us resolve both misdemeanor and felony cases.
And while the cameras are always watching, not just anybody can watch them.
Shift CSIs being one of them, so they can go, say, at 3 o'clock in the morning, an incident happens, a hit and run, anything you can name, period, from the most basic thing to the most serious thing, and they can go pull up and review the cameras and see what extra evidence that can provide, whether it be something as simple as a clothing or vehicle description or much more information.
That was Jory Talley reporting. Now, there's a map on the city's website showing where the cameras are, and as they're added, that map will be updated. Mississippi lawmakers are considering proposals that would limit the reasons that property owners could be sued for injuries or other problems on their property. Courtney Ann Jackson has the latest on the controversy.
Dozens of business organizations are lobbying for the Landowners Protection Act. They say the bill protects from frivolous lawsuits.
What I'm trying to do is provide some protection for property owners when they should not be held accountable for the acts of another individual that they didn't know, they didn't invite on their property, and they had no idea they were going to commit whatever crime they committed.
The Senate debated the bill for more than 2 hours Thursday.
Very, very concerned that the explanation of the bill does not describe to you what the bill does.
Premises law attorney Shonda Yates thinks there's a middle ground and hopes the bill will get more work before it hits the governor's desk.
It opens up some really large gaping loopholes that would provide pure immunity to business owners in the state.
Opponents say the proposed changes would lead to more crime because property owners won't have the same expectation to take reasonable security measures.
This proposed act is essentially doing away with the function of the court system and the jury system, or trying to, by saying that business owners have immunity unless they're engaging in criminal activity. That's a scary place to live, and I don't want to live in a state where business owners are held to such a low standard.
Bill sponsor Senator Josh Harkins says there's an exception in the bill that puts the liability on those landowners if there's an atmosphere of violence. The bill defines that as a similar violent conduct that happened on that property within the last 3 years and resulted in a felony conviction. He also says it would open the door to letting a jury split fault between the landowner and the criminal. The Senate version was held for more possible debate, and the House version has yet to be debated. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Time now to toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a first look at our forecast. Hey there, Keith.
Hey Scott, we are looking at some rain showers still in the Tupelo area. The cold front has moved on through, but some rain lingers. Look at these temperatures though, down into the 50s and 40s and 30s already in Oxford, 33 in Memphis. So out with the 80s and 70s, in with winter. The first band of rain moved on through, and now we have the second band of showers that will be with us for a little bit for the next couple of hours here, and then that will go away. Lows tonight down into the mid to upper 20s northwest, low and mid 30s southeast. The rain goes away, wind chills fall, teens and 20s for the morning commute. It will be a chilly one all day long on Friday. Your full forecast coming up.
56 years ago, a young black preacher stood in the pulpit and told his congregation, "We are made by history." It is a history celebrated this month that is rich and full, tragic and triumphant, filled with heartbreak and healing. We begin our Black History Month series tonight with a cornerstone of that history, the church. Although a lot has changed in the African American community throughout the years, the church is one thing that's always remained constant. Our Quentin Smith reports.
It's a place to find peace and empowerment. From small rural bodies of believers to mega congregations, for African Americans, church continues to be the rock of the community. However, its emergence didn't happen overnight. In fact, it goes back in time, way back to when black men and women were slaves.
The slave owners did allow them to go to church. The thing, we had the kind of songs like the whites didn't understand, which delivered us. Like over my head, I hear music in the air, there must be a God somewhere. They didn't know those were songs of delivery.
We were not allowed in worship spaces by other people of other races. And so look at what God did for us. God allowed us to create our own worship spaces, our own style of worship.
We are confident of this one thing. Reverend Tony Montgomery is the pastor at Missionary Union Baptist Church, which is also the oldest organized church in Columbus. He says the church house is a place where many people come to strengthen their faith and also learn about the teachings of the Bible.
Hope. Hope is here.
People go through so much frustration. Take, for instance, the frustration that the shutdown caused. People flooded the church to get encouragement. How am I going to make it? How am I going to make it through the struggle? They can't make it on their own. And so the church gives them encouragement. It builds their faith, and it creates a sense of importance.
Dr. James Boyd has been pastoring for more than 50 years. He's seen firsthand the role the church plays when it comes to uplifting and bringing the African American community together.
Nobody knows the black community like the black pastor. It's a relationship.
If a movement is going to start, it has been in the church. The church has been the power base for our community. If there needs to be something done, no matter whether that's educational, because most of our churches were also our schools back in the day.
The black church was also instrumental during the civil rights movement. It's a place where a number of activists, such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Jesse Jackson, would deliver speeches addressing the issues going on throughout the community and discuss ways to prevail and overcome those circumstances.
The church begins for us to gather as a people, wounded, enslaved, but becomes a place where we start to organize and work towards our freedom.
Over the years, the church has and will continue to evolve. However, through it all, Pastor Boyd and Montgomery both believe that the church will always remain a staple and safe haven for African Americans.
I just think that it's still the best thing going.
The church is built upon the Bible. Upon this rock, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not demolish the church. And that's what we believe in, and that's what we build on. I don't think the church will ever go out of existence.
We'll be celebrating Black History Month all throughout this month. Now, next week, we'll highlight the highs and lows of serving as an African American in the military.
You can't see it with our Alpha Insurance camera network, but we do have some colder air rushing on in. A live view in Columbus, Tupelo, Vernon, Durham's Pharmacy, Louisville, Mississippi right there. The front has moved on through. Winter has returned. More after the break.
The weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Let's look ahead at the weekend. Saturday, upper 40s. A decent day. Can't rule out a few pellets of sleet early in the morning. A bit of a wild card scenario. For your Sunday, 56, a chance for some showers, especially across the northern third of our coverage area. Today in Tupelo, we topped out at 80 degrees, a new record high. How about that? Then the front moves on through, and we saw a little bit of rain. We still have some rain out there right now, and temperatures are getting much, much cooler, but this rain is falling apart. Not really a lot to speak of here across the area. Some lighter showers, nuisance showers at this point, but still some rain nonetheless. The big picture shows the front well off to our east now. We've got 50s, 40s, and now 30s showing up in our area, already down to 29 in Little Rock with even colder wind chill values. Winds from the north and northwest at about 10 to 20. We've been looking at some gusts today over 30. Let's talk about the wind chill up here in Little Rock, 17, 23 in Memphis, 28 in Shreveport, 7 in OKC. Look at that. And that cooler air is rushing our way. So get ready for a chilly morning commute, 20s and teens as you get ready to start your Friday. We'll have a dry start. It's just going to be a cold and blustery start. So today, just like spring, tomorrow, back to winter. Lows tonight down into the lower 30s by sunrise. The showers go away. Obviously, we are turning much, much colder as we speak now that the front's moved on through. For your Friday, highs in the 40s, morning wind chills, 20s and teens, variably cloudy, not a complete disaster of a day, just a blustery and cold day relative to today, where we were around 80, about 35 degrees colder with highs mainly in the low to mid 40s. So showers on the way out, clouds will thin out a little bit, but I think for a Friday we will still have a lot of higher clouds around. So we're going to call it variably cloudy, but some of you may be mostly cloudy for a good chunk of the day with that wind. Just not the best of days relative to today. And notice that pink right there, early Saturday morning, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. There may be a few sleet pellets out there, but the air where we live, very, very dry. This disturbance moving through, and not a lot to speak of there. So just a minimal type situation. We had one of those a few weeks ago with no impacts, and that's probably going to be the same story on Saturday morning this week. But Sunday, a chance for some showers across the north, a better opportunity for rain for all of us as we get into your Monday and Tuesday, maybe several inches of rain Monday and Tuesday, but we will moderate after we get into the 40s for the next couple of days, 56 Sunday, low 60s for early next week. There's your forecast. More of the shows coming up next. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. All this month in Health Talk with Baptist, we're looking at your heart's health. Tonight we find that heart disease often has ripple effects throughout the body.
Hi, I'm Dr. Hemraj Makwana, interventional cardiologist and a part of the cardiology team at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight, I want to talk to you about peripheral artery disease. Peripheral artery disease, or PAD, is a very common condition affecting millions of people worldwide, including more than 8 million people in the United States. General awareness of the disease is very low, which means there are many people who suffer from PAD who go undiagnosed or untreated. PAD develops when there is a buildup of fatty material called plaque inside your arteries. The plaque deposits cause your arteries to stiffen and become narrowed or blocked, limiting supply of oxygen-rich blood throughout your body. People with lower extremity PAD often have pain or discomfort while walking or going about their daily activities. Hardening of the arteries and plaque buildup is normal as you grow older. Certain risk factors, including behaviors, conditions, or habits, can lead to developing PAD sooner. The more risk factors you have, the higher chances of developing PAD. Approximately half of the individuals with PAD are undiagnosed because they are asymptomatic or have atypical symptoms like cramping, weakness, or heaviness in legs. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
Rivalry night in high school hoops, the Lowndes County Clash, and the Skunk Bowl. Highlights from around the area coming up next in sports.
Sports with Tom Ebel.
For the second straight offseason, the Columbus Falcons are in search of a new head football coach. WCBI confirming Eric Rice is no longer the head football coach of the Falcons. Rice spending only one season in Columbus. The Falcons finished winless in the 2018 season in a rebuilding year, but they dropped to Class 5A for the 2019 season. Senior night inside the beautiful new gym in New Hope. Rivalry action. Lady Trojans taking on Caledonia. Lady Feds make it a ball game. Tenizia Lathan zips one inside to Nina Young, who plus the harm 6-point ball game in the fourth. New Hope still up, but Allison Pennington, bank open on a Thursday night off the window for three, makes it a 3-point ball game late. But New Hope would finish strong. India Wood, a dime inside to Jaquela Sherrod, finishes through the contact and one. But the play of the game, an inbounds heave down court, New Hope with the save, and Julia Franks with the layup. A really special moment on senior night. Franks tore her ACL back in December, but gets one more bucket in front of the Trojan faithful. Our best wishes go out to Julia and her recovery, and she also gets the W on senior night. New Hope getting the win 53-46. And to the boys, running it back with the rivalry, New Hope taking on Caledonia. An awesome crowd tonight in Lowndes County. Feds start off hot. Cooper McCleskey to Romeo Sanders, grown man taking the paint. A little bit of English. Caledonia starts off the game on a 6-0 run. Feed Sanders, the rainbow triple, splash cash money. He finished with 34 points in this game, but New Hope battles back. Feed inside to Javaris Roberts, scoop past it to Corian Chandler, Air Chandler with the two-hand jam, and then defense leading to offense. Jalen Smith with the steal, goes coast to coast with the smooth transition finish. But Caledonia hangs on to win a close one. They get the win 71-65 over New Hope. To beautiful Chickasaw County we go. Calhoun City taking on Houston. First quarter, Calhoun City getting things going. What a dime in transition for the fast break bucket. Calhoun City, a well-oiled machine early on. Yet another layup to extend their lead, but the Hilltoppers, they're not going quietly. Aquana Brownlee misses the jumper, but Micaiah McCoy has her back with the putback. Then later in the second quarter, Houston forces a steal, and Brownlee does the rest. Nice finish in the transition bucket, but Calhoun City goes on to win 60-40. Now to the boys, senior night for the Houston Hilltoppers taking on the Wildcats. First quarter for Houston, making it rain early. Shamar Crawford from the corner, rainbow triple, my goodness, almost hit the ceiling. Crowd loves it. Later in the first, Bobby Townsend drives. Nice jump stop, feed inside to Zay Ivy for the bucket. Wildcats look to claw into the lead though. Bryson Walker break passes to Jawan Tucker, finishes with the left and one. Calhoun City down by 3. Then late in the first, Javian Shaw finds Jalen Mays on the wing for the triple. Wildcats go on to win on the road 76-60. In Boonville for some Skunk Bowl hoops, Baldwin Boonville, let's go. Girls up by, so Baldwin up by almost 20, but Boonville battling their way back. Mary Houston Ivy with the triple, but then the Bearcats come right back. Ayana Reagan inside for 2. Their only field goal of the fourth quarter. Boonville climbing back. Kinsey Murphy with the triple. She'd have several down the stretch. Then 2-point ball game. Anastasia Gardner inside for 2. Last chance for Boonville, down by 1. It's going to try and get one more at the buzzer. No! Baldwin goes on to get the win, 52-51. And real quick, Boonville taking on Baldwin. Let's run it back. Rivalry boys hoops. 2 free throws would give the Bearcats the early lead, but Dallas Gamble with the jumper gets the floater to go. And then Kobe Williams with the bucket is going to give the Bearcats the lead, but Boonville gets the win in that one, 78-69. That's it for sports. Last look at your forecast next.
Winter is back, Scott. You're loving it, right?
Old man winter. No,
right.
I'm ready for him to go. But
well,
hey,
you know what? It is
fair.
February. It should not be 80 degrees.
And I'm not really complaining. My mom and them in Oklahoma City, they're dealing with a lot colder temperatures
Oh, yeah,
than we're going to have, I
We
think.
showed you that wind chill out there in the single digits, but blustering cool Friday. We'll get through it.
Oh, yeah, we've got this. All right, thanks, Keith. Stay warm, everyone. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a good night.